Hey everybody, welcome back to another recap of 90 Day Fiancé the other way. Ooh, we're back with our Indonesian soap opera.
Oh, the novella.
We have met Chinese Velma, who asked the
I
hardest of hitting questions. I appreciated her candor.
I'm feel free to edit this if it's like too crazy, but because I'm not being problematic.
Mm,
I just think the character was probably problematic.
mm,
Her sister looked like Miss Swan,
yeah,
like
yeah.
just liked her, just
No, she
like her.
did. Alex,
Mm-hmm.
Borsch,
The one from
Lois.
Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Yeah, let's
yeah,
say
yeah.
Lois.
Lois. Yes, Lois.
Yeah, this was an entertaining episode, I must say. Who do you want to start with?
Who do you want to end with?
Uh, the Indonesian soap opera.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get man Lena Dunham out the way and Lily.
Oh, okay. Um, so they go out to dinner, and they meet Lily's sister Yuan,
Mm-hmm.
Chinese Velma,
Mm-hmm.
and she had the same orange sweater.
Mm-hmm.
She had a serious bob that curled over and pointed to
Baby,
Josh every time she had a direct question to him.
I said she's rivaling Atsuko, the 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 comedian. You don't know Atsuko?
Oh yes, yes, yes.
I was like, for
yes,
Bob's.
yes. Bob's, yes.
Okay.
I never knew her name, but then when I context, yes.
Yes, we
yes.
could go into a competition.
Did you see that video of her where she had she had a set and this couple broke up during her set?
No.
I gotta find it.
Oh,
That
please.
shit was. She was so like. She was like, "This is not planned. I'm so sorry."
And I wouldn't be no good. I would be laughing just like this in that theater. It's
Yeah,
nasty.
that was this other. I've seen comedy clubs where like, maybe it's like a thing on YouTube we could watch. Maybe we'll find, but like a compilation of how like people get angry at comedy
Yes.
clubs. Like I was watching this one black girl who exposed this couple who wasn't supposed to be creeping, but they was creeping together at this comedy show.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, "Let them niggas." She was like, "Take a picture of that nigga and post him on the ground." Why won't he take a picture with you? Why won't
I
he
know
take a
what
picture
we're
with you?
doing for our live tonight.
Yeah. But Josh was very concerned about how Yuan would feel about him, but in reality, most of the conversation was dragging her sister Lily.
It was. It was. It was.
Yeah.
This was also his first time meeting somebody from her immediate family.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of a big deal. So he asked her how they felt when Lily first came to the U.S. And her sister's like, "Oh, I know I understand English, but I'm going to respond to this in Chinese so that I can get it all out
I
there."
said, big mood. Fuck the English language if you ain't got it.
She's like, "We were not supportive at all. We questioned all of her decision making. Her idea of
Ever
love
since a
is
child.
non-traditional. Yes, ever since she was a youth-dem,
Yeah.
she's been doing things that have made us all go, And so, it didn't really have anything to do with you. It was more about the way that she moves."
Because when she was 18,
Oh.
she fell in love with a boy, no Josh Stone, and very quickly, and so she got married,
Yeah.
and he was no good for her. He cheated up and down. He was laying it low and spreading it wide, and she was like, "I gotta leave. Gotta leave."
Well,
So-
shout out to her for that.
Yeah, shout out for her for being strong enough and having the power and courage to leave that situation.
Yes.
But then Mama didn't speak English the whole time. until she asked, "So what do you do for work?" Clear, plain as day, like she worked for the New York fucking Times. And he was like, And I hate when people, Americans, speak loudly with somebody, you know, who may not be familiar with our language, right? Mm-hmm. And I get he was speaking slow enough because maybe there was a translator involved. I was like,
no, she understands English.
No, there was a translator because you could hear it.
Oh, okay.
But I was just like, this is very annoying. Like, just talk to her like a regular, normal. Because in my response, right, I was like, she knows English. Talk to her like a regular human being.
Because she started talking to him in English, just so she was, all right, fuck this. Like, let me just. And she was very, her thoughts were clear and concise. You know, her questions were clear. But she asked him. Go ahead.
She asked him, what do you do for work? Mm-hmm. And he explains the whole scenario, why he can't work, and blah, 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 blah. And her sister was like, because her concern is, my sister makes money, but not money to take care of you. So I want to make sure that you're not in this because you're using her, or because my sister's kind of dumb. And, you know.
And is a sucker for love, because she asked him also, are you a romantic like my sister? And he's like, oh, we're both hopeless romantics. And I think that gave her a little bit of comfort, because she was like, if she don't have a nigga who's romantic like her, this is going to be another situation where she gets screwed over. And that's where their concern is. So she is concerned about the financial pressure her sister will be under. And I wonder if part of her family questioning her decision making also comes into play with her financial decisions.
Possibly.
I'm just curious. So we'll see what happens.
Right. Let's move on to Fifi Dobson and caricature. All I'm gonna say is everything that they joked about on Golden Girls, where Rose was from, true story. Because, like, the schlingen schloppen and all the good, it's same shit that they have in fucking Iceland.
Yeah.
And if you live in Iceland, I'm sorry, St. Olaf is where you live. I don't care.
I also looked up what fermented shark tastes like. It has been described multiple times, I found on the internet, to smell like a strong urine, which is why he kept telling her not to smell it. And then they say the fishy taste is later, but it's like a, hold on, I'm gonna tell you.
This is like that episode of Golden Girls where she made Spyhooven Krispies.
Oh, old cheese with a hint of ammonia.
Yeah, this is like the Spyhooven Krispies, where like you only could eat them if you plugged your nose, and they would taste like cheesecake. But if you don't plug your nose, they taste like cocaine and crack, like, you know what I mean, like, and cigarettes and like
crack stinks.
Hot garbage and cheese. Yeah, but if plug it, cheesecake.
They say it's like a pungent cheese.
Everything that Rose Nyland said on Golden Girls. True. So he's taking her to the flea market because she needs to get to know the city as a resident and not as a tourist. And even though this is a touristy thing.
Yeah. I notice, listen, I recognize that God's still working on me. You know what I'm saying? I'm a work in progress in my thoughts and feelings. I try not to be too deep into the respectability politics about what people put on their bodies, and I try to just let people be who they're going to be. But I was
going to address this later, but yes,
was real when she told us where she was going. But I'm watching her get dressed. I was like, she got on this Matrix bodysuit. She's supposed to be going to a rave. And she's going to a flea market.
Mm-hmm.
It's this lizard skin.
She's dressed as if there was a sex club in New York. I don't know if it's still open, called Paddles. You could assume what transpires there, but she was dressed for that.
She was dressed VV for that. You know, and I wasn't mad at the outfit. I just was confused about the placement of
and I was even more confused because the flea market was just a pit stop.
Yeah.
Because she was wearing this haute couture.
This is the day before.
Oh, I thought they meant okay, well anyway, forget what I'm about to say. Anywho, she comes out with, you know, the bam bam, you know, and he's like, "Oh, you look good. Hey, great." But she keeps looking for some big, like, romantic gesture, like, "You rock my world, hee hee," you know, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And he's just kind of like, you know, "You look good. I've seen you before. You look good. It's great, and you know, let's go."
Yeah,
it's cold outside. The car's ready.
It's cold outside, which is another note. White people don't get cold.
Well, no, because they're cold-blooded. They're cold-blooded
to their
creatures.
Souls. Every white person in here, which was all of Iceland, had on layers, turtlenecks, probably some, you know, heat tech underneath. You know, they were layered up. Mama had her whole chest out. She looked like a superhero.
Décolletage.
And it's not about the titties being out. It's about the fact that you are black and it is freezing.
No, the titties are out
and your
because
whole
it's cold.
chest is out. Like, that is pneumonia.
Yeah.
Waiting to happen.
Yeah. And this coat you have on, I know it's not warm. It is a Biggie Shorty inspired coat. So I know it's just flimsy and nylon. You know what I mean?
It's Mara Hoffman print. And we find out some more interesting information. So they go to remember we just talked about this fermented shark. This is this is part of becoming an Icelander. Neanderthal.
Icelandese? I don't know.
Sorry
to the people of Iceland if you're watching this.
So that's part of becoming Iceland, is taking this little bit of fermented shark and chasing it down with a shot. Of course, she gags all over the place. You know, the smell, the taste, the blah, blah, blah. But we get into a conversation about how she's getting ready to meet his parents. And she's asking, per usual, the questions that should have been asked when she had her ass stateside
6 months ago
in Philly, sitting in Sods eating a cheesesteak. But she decides to ask after she's already given up the program she waited all her life to get accepted to, and all of that, to start talking about, have your parents ever met black people?
Yeah, and by the looks of things in next week's episode, no.
Oh, no.
He tells us no, but I know for...
He not only tells us
there's video evidence.
He's trying to describe his parents to the best of his bland ability. They sound just as bland. But he says, my mother is a little more conservative. She is the daughter of a priest. It's so, you know, then I got images in my mind that I'm not going to share here. But I just don't see this being... I just don't understand how she didn't ask these life-saving questions before she trekked her black ass all the way to motherfucking Iceland.
Again, what do y'all be talking about?
To live with a nigga who looks like he was drawn like with the pen here. All right.
Yeah.
So, in the preview we saw for next week, his mother's touching all over her hair.
Mm-hmm.
And
like a goddamn spider monkey.
And we're gonna see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Let's move on to the lesbians.
Yeah, they're very brief.
Listen, how many lesbians does it take to figure out to turn the heat in a minivan?
One.
Yeah. One to call the previous owner of the minivan to figure out how to turn this shit on. That's literally the story of what happened. Dempsey convinced and scammed her way into this van and didn't even take the time to learn how to fucking use it. And that's what happened. That was them.
I think you hate Dempsey so much.
I hate them because I know she's scared. I hate both of them, but I hate Dempsey even more because this international trollop scammed her way. She took advantage of somebody who was very, very stupid.
And that's why I hate Statler more, actually.
That's why I hate her, because she's very, very stupid. And then the fact that because she knows better. Mm-hmm. She knows this is dumb. Mm-hmm. She knows this is unwell. Mm-hmm. They even talk about the lesbian adage joke about how lesbians move too fast. And she addressed that. And the fact that even their move was on steroids. Because you know better and you refuse to do better makes me put you on my list.
That's why I hate her more. Because Dempsey, I feel like, is just, woo, living life free, blue. You know what I'm saying? All that. And I feel like one reason why I feel like she didn't ask the owner about the heat and stuff, which was dumb, was because she's used to this life. Because remember, she's teaching her how to hook up the water system and the electricity and make sure this and that is hooked up so that the battery don't die, but they can use the toilet and whatever else. So I think she just thought like, oh, I'll be able to figure this. I've been able to figure out all these other systems, and then ended up having to call him because it was something upgraded. Still such a cute little van. But I hate Statler more because she's so resistant that she can't even fake it. She can't even hide it. And she keep doing it. She keeps going on with each plan as she tells us how much she hates it. So I hate her more.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that was them, honestly. They couldn't figure out how to turn the heat on in the van, and they eventually learned how to do it.
Yeah.
My faves. Sean and Joanne, Hot Boxer and Renee.
Renee,
Colin McGregor.
Colin McGregor, yes, and Mob Wife.
Yes, because as soon as we finished recording last week, guess who popped up on my timeline? Colin McGregor. I was like, I knew it was a Colin little somebody.
No, but I hate how creepy that is, because that happened to me with a brand that I had just bought some stuff off of, and then it was like, boop, here's all the ads.
Oh yeah, y'all be working, don't y'all?
Yeah, you
like
do.
I get
Bitch
it.
Ass niggas. So, Donna,
Big Ange,
Big
Donna,
who has moved to South Carolina for a quieter life.
This is how I knew they are completely ridiculous, because she moved all the way. She came all the way from South Carolina
to watch the cat.
To watch the cat. That is completely ridiculous behavior, and I love every minute of it.
I was like, it's something I would do. I literally called when we're going out of town, and we're all three going to be out of town. I called my sister-in-law, and I'm like, I need you to come to the house. And she stays at my house. Like this is her house while we're gone, so she can watch Trill. I have to make sure she's comforted.
That's valid.
But yes, they are ridiculous on the greatest levels, because Donna comes from South Carolina to cat sit with very specific instructions, whilst Mob Wife goes to Ireland with her children.
To be fair, Binks is a very, very pretty cat.
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous. And I'm not a big cat person, but I was like, that's a prize-winning cat. Like, I like Trill. Trill is fine. but like...
Binks is like show cat.
Yeah. Like, that's a Whiskas cat. Like,
now, I can't imagine that motherfucking fur all over my furniture like that. That's a lot of grooming. That's a lot of fur balls. Like, oh. Trill doesn't throw up fur balls. It's very fascinating.
Okay.
But her mom and her aunt are there to visit her, and she's very, very, very close with the both of them. We find she's always been close with her mother and her aunt, but we find out that part of their closeness is because a couple of years ago, 15 years ago, actually, which I did the math and which would have put her in her late, like 28 or something like that. The doctor found an aneurysm, and they had to operate. She got open heart surgery, and had she not gotten that surgery or they not found that, she would have been dead in 2 weeks. So now there's an even more precious kind of hold that she has for life, and that her mother, an extra protective layer that already very protective Donna already had. Donna was making meatballs and sauce every Sunday. Like
gravy.
Yeah, like every Sunday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, like they cooked. So Donna is a mother. She got her motherly intuition, and she's like, why are your kids going to Ireland if y'all are just gonna be doing this fun back and forth long distance thing? And so Renee is like, because he's a significant person in my life, and like they should know. And she's like, okay, you've been real sketchy the past 2 years. Your behavior's been off. You've been secretive. We talk about everything, but when it comes to this nigga specifically, you're real tight-lipped, and there's something off about all of this. So I really need to know what's going on. So Renee drops the bomb on Big Ange, and she's like, I'm married. And she tries to spin it on them where she's like, I wanted this just for me. But they are not having it. And genuinely, Big Donna is just really hurt.
And I knew she was hurt because she turned to, because Aunt Marilyn, her sister, Donna turned to Marilyn, was like, bitch, did you know?
I know. Because she knows how, she had acknowledged that sometimes they're even closer than even them. So she was like, and she's like, no, girl, I didn't know shit. She's like, does your sister know? And she's like, no. I said, oh, this is some real family, because my mother asked me that every time. Did your sister know? She's like, did your sister know? She's like, no, nobody knew. Do your children know? She's like, nope. And that's where Big Donna is really like, girl,
you're not gonna tell your kids, like,
girl, what is this? And she's suspicious.
Right.
She's suspicious of him. I am curious to see what comes to fruition from that. I also laughed at the beginning of it because remember, Donna was supposed to go to Ireland, and then she's not going, and they didn't tell us why. Well, she let us know at the top of this. Oh, I changed my mind because he needs to come visit me first. Like, what the fuck? I'm the mother. So that's why Big Donna decided not to go to Ireland. But yeah, because he has not made one single attempt to get to know her or talk to her, she's very suspicious of him. And we'll see how all of this turns out. Now she got to tell her kids, and we'll get their reaction. And I don't think it'll be good.
No, and I hope it's not.
I hope not either.
And I know she keeps saying, like, I don't know what to do if my kids don't like him. You're going to stay with him because if you gave a shit about your children, you would have told them ahead of time.
Because who the fuck ups and moves their kids to Ireland? Actually, right. Maybe.
And she can't because of the father. So.
Oh, yeah. So tricky.
And I wondered, did she get alimony, and that's why she ain't said nothing?
Is New York? Are we at alimony state?
Yeah.
We are?
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Huh.
Because she don't have a real job.
No.
So maybe she does get alimony, or she gets hefty child support, or maybe a combo, and then also her side money, takes care of all her little living.
Perhaps.
If we're at alimony state, then she might get alimony.
And that's why she ain't told nobody. And maybe she's only married in Ireland and not there.
But remember when we looked up if you get married in Mexico.
That was at Mexico, though.
All right, hold on.
Ireland. Oh, we got an email Shout out to you, awesome black girl. There's a black girl who commented on our video on our 90-day videos who was like, she's a black girl who does van life.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, so we should have her on the show.
I agree.
You know, we could talk about what it's like to be black and being a van life person.
Yeah, let's do an ABC show with her.
Yeah, we're gonna email you, Queen.
Yes, marriages that are legally performed in Ireland are generally recognized as valid in the U.S.
Oh, damn. Okay, then maybe that's not it. I don't know why she's hiding it, but she's. This isn't gonna bode well for them. So last but not least,
Indonesian novella.
We're back to the shits. We're back to white man looking lost and Tata kissing her mama's feet. The belief is, heaven is under either your mama's feet or if you're married, your husband's feet. And that's why you have to kiss their feet for forgiveness, because that's where you'll find peace. Her father tells her to ask her husband for forgiveness as well. And you could tell, like, her mind, she's like, for what? But okay. And she apologizes kind of for how she's been acting. She's been like, she's crying and being dramatic, but she also doesn't have a real reason to apologize, or she doesn't understand what she's apologizing for.
I know this is cultural, but it just felt
right. Now, I found myself siding with him a little bit later on, but I actually I don't want to side with him at all.
His logic was not all the way off.
Yeah, I'm just not going to defend her. Let's go with that.
Yeah.
So, she doesn't she apologizes, but doesn't understand what she's apologizing for.
Yeah, it was one of those, I'm sorry for whatever I did to be a bad wife.
Which is so funny, because he does the exact same thing to her later on. However, the father's praying for him and is like, I'm just going to pay the debt. Her mom was like, stop, this is all dumb. Like, we're going to pay the debt through our savings in the Lord. And, so y'all could have a peaceful life and have babies, and so that they're not having a stress-free life either.
They're really not tripping off this debt at all. Like,
really not.
They didn't bat an eye, honestly.
They said, oh, okay, cool. I wish y'all would have said something sooner so y'all wouldn't be in so much marital strife.
Right. But, let's get this out the way now. I found it very interesting that in all of her translation, I understand this was a chaotic moment. She did not translate them talking about they can focus on the blessing that are children. No.
She Mary bopped over that one.
She sure did. She was like, So they go back to the room, and he needs to get clarification on everything that just happened, because he is so confused. And this is where I agreed with her. She was like, I have a lot of you. That's a lot of pressure for me to translate. And then on top of that, you want me to facilitate like how this is supposed to go. And on top of that, they're not seeing eye to eye on how this is supposed to go, because her parents are not tripping off this debt. She's like, okay, bet it's something off our shoulders. But he does not want her parents. He's not comfortable with her parents paying their upside down car shit. So, he reiterates that to her, that he doesn't want them paying for the car. And here goes this conversation again about how they're going to sustain themselves. This is not making sense. And is this what you were talking about where you agreed with him? Yes. Okay, then yes, I too agreed with him. Okay. He said it's not fair for me to not know what's going on. That's your fault, King. Because y'all been married for 5 years and you haven't studied a motherfucking lick of Indonesian. You haven't downloaded a Duolingo, a Babbel, or nothing to figure out anything. But also, he was not wrong where he was like, this is not looking like it's going to be sustainable for us. Like, you want this to work so bad because You want to be near your family and you want to be in your homeland, but financially, like, we're never going to be able to take care of ourselves.
Because even if they just take care of the car, right? I'm sure they have other debts and other bills that they're responsible for, and even things to live in Indonesia, because he's not going to want to live on the compound. They
No.
want it. They need to have their own life, their
Yep.
own thing, and it's just not. Tata's not thinking all the way through it. She's not. She's also not thinking in the way of like, I'm with my mom. You know what I mean? Like, I'm with my dad. They're gonna take care of everything, and it's fine. And she's not thinking of. I hate to say it this way, but she's not thinking it like a wife, right? Or like this idea of like, I'm an adult and I can take care of my own scenario or like my own family. What I also did not like, and I agreed with him too, where she was frustrated. She was like, well, I'm gonna go sleep at my mom and dad's house. And he was like, so you just gonna leave your husband while you upset, both of us upset in a foreign country? That's how you think of me? Then this ain't gonna work either then.
Should have learned Indonesian.
Yeah, I said the same thing. Like, I was on her side in this idea of like, you can't expect me to be the translator, or be the objective translator, right? Also, you want me to facilitate a conversation, input what you want me to say, like translate what you think, and also for us to be on the same page to get them to understand where you're coming from.
Like, that's a lot of pressure on one person.
I agreed this thing because I don't agree with it. I think they should pay for the thing if they're gonna offer it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if,
like,
but she's going to do whatever she needs to do to stay there.
Yeah, she does not want to live in Maine. I keep thinking they should just move to Florida.
They do need to move to Florida.
They
which
could,
the best of both worlds.
Yeah, they could live in Daniel Beach, wherever the fuck that new girl lives on Love After Lockup.
Yep.
She could be the the princess of Boca Raton.
Yep.
Somewhere, you know.
And he's lived in Florida before. That's where he up and moved the first time when his family hated him. So
exactly. And maybe he just had the wrong kind of gal then. If since this is his, soulmate.
Or you all work out an arrangement where you find somewhere that's suitable back in the U.S. for you all. Florida, I believe. I don't suggest anybody live in Florida, but this is gonna make the most sense for you.
Well, it's either there. That makes the most sense for her.
That, and then maybe she does 2 long stints of visits each year. You know what I'm saying? She goes home for like a month and a half, and then that's how you all work that out. But in order for you to, it's only gonna get to a certain point with you all living there. And I'm not trying to sound, but that's what it is. Like his financial opportunities are not what they would be stateside, where he was trained and what he was trained in. It's not to say the states are better. It's just this is not working out. It's like Josh and Lily. If you can't work, why the fuck are y'all living there?
If you can't work, why is you here?
Like, find somewhere where you can both do this thing. But she also built a whole business. So then and it also, and again, it goes back to what we're always saying about people not having the proper conversations ahead of time. You all don't even try to think of creative ways to go, under the table or whatever the case is, to bring income in. You just put everything on the partner of where it's from and be like, so what's the plan? And that's not realistic either.
Unless if you're in Dempsey and Statler's case.
Willful stupidity.
That's just dumb. But anywho, that was this week's recap. We'll be back in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Because we're going to enjoy the last little pockets of summer. Okay, so until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.